Hello. Welcome to the Real Conversation and Real Motivation live stream. Welcome to the Real Conversation and Real Motivation podcast, where we dig deep into real conversations and share powerful stories of overcoming challenges and finding motivation. I am your host, Michelle Bradford, and I am here today to talk to you about a wonderful subject that touches my heart just because I used to be this person. I know many people that have been this person, and we have decided that we are going to be better to ourselves and stop sacrificing for other people that are non-deserving, but also sacrificing for people and putting and setting ourselves on fire. Sometimes it's important for you to keep it for yourself. There's nothing wrong with a sacrifice or two, but don't set yourself on fire to keep other people warm. That's one of my favorite quotes. It reminds me that being kind or selfless isn't always a good thing. It's the truth. You have these people that will prey on you. It's easy for them to beg. They love to beg. They love to manipulate. They love to ask. They love to step on your boundaries. And if you are a weak person and you can't say no, they love that. But then you have the other side of the coin where you have people who need help that will not ask, refuse to ask, but because we see it, we'll continuously keep giving and giving and giving. But sometimes you have to allow those people to ask as well, because God wants them to humble themselves, because it's really easy to give unto others, but sometimes He wants us to humble ourselves so that people can also be humble and be able to ask for help. And so sometimes we'll just automatically just keep giving and giving. And there's moments where you have 10 cents. That's all you got left. You got the person that's non-deserving. They want the whole 10 cents. Give me the 10 cents. I'll give it back to you. I'll pay you double next week. And next week never comes. And then you're sitting there doing without. You needed that dime to go buy something. You needed that dime, but you didn't gave it to the person that wanted the dime, that begged you out of it, that stepped all over your boundaries, and then they never give it back until the next time. They forget all about that. They done begged you to death for one thing, and now they're back again. But then the other person that won't ask I don't like asking people for stuff. I'm not going to ask people for stuff because I don't like to. Well, you know why they don't like to is because it's making them humble. They have to have humility, and they have to come and say, you know what, I need your help. I can't do it myself. When people have a control thing where they're used to having that power, they have a hard time asking for help. But God wants us to be able to help people, but sometimes, and not all the time, we need to let them ask for help, because that's going to humble them. That puts them in a place of humility, you know, and to show them that what others can do. And also one of my sayings I say a lot is, you're taking away someone else's blessing. When you don't allow yourself to be humble and say, you know what, Michelle, can you help me? That blesses me, because that allows me to help you. Just like you like that feeling when you help somebody else, that's the same feeling that somebody else has when you ask for help. So it reciprocates that. Also, you can't just give all the time. You have to be able to receive as well. And so sacrifice is major. So sacrifice is giving up your life, giving up something of value to you in order to help another person. And in many cases, they are not deserving of that. So it's for friends in a group who always is labeled the nice person, the generous person. Man, they stand out in the crowd. That person who is a manipulator, that's money hungry, that wants stuff and they don't want to have to buy it. They're entitled. Well, he want to give it to me, so I might as well take it. Hey, why not? So that coworker who goes over and beyond, and they end up taking somebody else's work, doing their work for them, where they don't have to do nothing but, surf the web all day. No, you have to stop that. It's awesome to be labeled the nice person, the easygoing person, the person that does for everybody. But man, it's exhausting. I used to be that person. It's exhausting. We want people to be happy, and we want them to be comfortable and at ease, and we want them to experience joy and happiness. We want them to have all kinds of things, to be better, but you cannot allow yourself to be used and abused and mistreated. Going through life where, just shining our light on everybody and giving everybody everything, and then you sitting over there going without. That's not cool. So I wanted to read something to you because I wrote this. It doesn't have a date, but it's pretty faded. I think it was probably 10, 12 years ago. So I'm going to read this to you because it kind of talks about this. I have a folder with a whole bunch of like natural things in it, like natural products and, what's good for you as far as fruit, the benefits. But this, I used to print off these quotes and different stuff, or I would write them and print it off, just so I would remember. So I want to read this to you. What does it, don't set, it said, what does it mean to don't set yourself on fire to keep others warm? We want all the people around us, friends and family, etc., to have happiness and joy, right? We want them to be comfortable and at ease. Where does the happiness and joy and ease lie in the equation? I can no longer keep allowing myself to be used as a home for people who do not deserve to see the deepest part of who I am. Man, let me repeat that again. I can no longer allow myself to be used as a home, like people just there chilling with their shoes off. They ain't washing dishes. The toilet's not clean. People that, and they just doing whatever in your home because you letting them, who doesn't even deserve to see the deepest part of who I am or my home. They don't deserve the comfort of my home. Jesus has taught us to love our neighbors just as he loves us. And I am all for that. But in the moments of weakness, I can say that I have always done this. I've always been the person to set myself on fire to keep other people warm. I hate to admit that, but I am not always living up to the greatest potential God has for me. And it's the truth. We all make mistakes, whether or not we want to admit it or not. We always have a fear of making mistakes because that means that I would end up disappointing someone that I care about. You feel guilty because they'll keep begging, please, please, can you do this, Michelle? I'm sorry, can you do this, please? And then when you say no, well, why not? I really need you to do this for me. Come on. And they wear you down and they keep wearing you down and they make you feel guilty. They make you feel bad, like, ugh. So I feel like all of us have a little bit of this fear within us. Quickly learn that that mistakes happen even when you deal with it or you fix it or apologize for it. Home is a place where I feel loved and accepted and wanted and valued. And I always been the person who's tried to save people, or as they say, the matriarch of the family. Don't call me that because the matriarch of the family, in my eyes, is not a positive thing. The person is trying to save everybody. That's not a positive thing. That means that you are trying to, that you're trying to prove something. There's something inside of you that you need to turn off, that you need to work on for self. Because if you keep doing it for people over and over and they are not good for you, they're not happy, they're not joyful, they hate your guts, they want to see you die, but you're constantly going over and beyond. You're falling down on the ground and letting them walk over you so that they don't have to walk in the puddle. Whether it's a literal sense or simply taking their problems upon yourself. Man, how many times have you taken somebody else's problems on? They didn't ask you necessarily, but they hit it around, and here you go, tapped and save a hoe, trying to save people, trying to save them from themselves, and you burning yourself up. They just sitting over there in the sidelines. They over there sitting in a rocking chair. They going, well, since she want to take it on, I'm gonna let her do it. You're doing their paperwork. You're doing resources for them. They got a phone and a computer just like you do. They can go look up stuff just like you. So you can tell them, but there's some of us, we just have this need, that we have the desire of being wanted, and we will wear ourselves down, 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 down. And I'm telling you, it's crazy. But we have to go into self-preservation mode. I mean, it's almost addictive that you do this over and over, and then you have resentment because you know what? They don't appreciate me. They don't appreciate what I did. They just keep using me. Why do you keep letting them use you? It's your fault that you keep giving and giving and giving and giving and giving and giving and giving. And if you stop giving over and over and over to people who don't deserve it, you won't have resentment all the time. You won't be pissed off and pissed on all the time. You won't be sitting there frowning and looking sad and don't feel supported when you keep doing stuff for people. Stop it. What is self-preservation? Preserving self from harm and danger. A natural uh, um, in a natural act of don't burning yourself up, looking out for other people. It's a similar expression of looking after yourself first in order to look after others. It's almost like when you're on the plane and they say when that oxygen mask comes down, instead of you putting that oxygen mask on yourself, you put it on the person first, which will kill you. Kill, steal, and destroy you. Stop sacrificing yourself. You put yourself first. And if you have residual energy, if you can help other people, then you help them. But you don't put them first and then you, because you're going to die. You're going to do without. You're not going to have. And those people over there are smiling, going, yes. Well, I'm glad Michelle did that for me because I didn't have the energy to do it. I don't want to use up my energy. You get mad because you done gave somebody $10. Well, here's $10. Go buy you a sandwich. And they go pull out $100 bill. And you over there with zero, nothing, zilch, nothing. So don't get me wrong. I love helping people all the time. But sometimes it can take a toll on you, even make you, a doormat because you're constantly laying down for somebody else. So you have to find a balance. I challenge each and every one of you to take the leap of faith. Love yourself. Learn that no, it isn't always bad. No means no. Time for yourself is also beneficial because, like I said, how are you supposed to help the broken when yourself is broken? You giving up all your stuff to this broken person and you're healing them and you broken. You can't be broken and heal broken. You can't help broken. You got to fix yourself first. This is why I moved to Florida, because I was no good to nobody else. I couldn't be in a good relationship. I couldn't be in a healthy relationship. I couldn't have a healthy relationship with my children and my family because I needed to work on me. And I know that being around all these other people, that is in my nature. So I had to cut the patterns of behavior out. I came a long ways to be alone, a long ways to be alone. And so I want you to know that you are special. You deserve self-care, self-respect, and having self-awareness. Okay. So it's very important. Your health is so important. And if I want to live up to what God has in store for me, I need to take time for myself. Take time for yourself, everybody. It's okay. It's okay to be selfish. They can use that word all day long. You're selfish, you're selfish. Sometimes that's what you got to do, is be selfish. So it's okay. Take time to fix yourself. It's okay. Take time to love yourself. It's okay to say no. So stop setting yourself on fire to keep other people warm. This is truly been something that I needed to get off my chest. I've been saying this for a long time, and I told my niece this the other day. Do not sacrifice yourself for anybody. If it's not from your heart, I tell people all the time, if it's not from your heart, don't do it. Don't do it. Because you will regret it, you will have resentment, and then that will ruin your relationship. And guess what? Saying no, they may be mad at you, but those are your boundaries, and people need to respect no. You don't have to give them a reason why. Why not, Michelle? Why? Come on. No. And just walk away. And sometimes after you say no and they keep asking, you just walk away. You don't need to keep saying no, no, no and explaining. That is all you need to do. People, if you continue to stand there, they're going to try and make you feel guilty and make you feel bad. And that's when you lay down with dogs and you wake up with fleas. So I want to thank you all for being here. It's taken me a while to get this application together in order to do my live stream. I am never going to give up. I committed to this and I told God that I will be consistent. So by all means necessary, if I can't go live, I'm going to record it and then I'm going to upload it. So we're going to do whatever we need to do to get the message out. So this is Real Conversation, Real Motivation Podcast with your girl, Michelle Bradford, or some of y'all may know me, the KC Detox Diva. And I want you to know that I appreciate your love and support as I get this podcast off the ground. I can't wait to get it on, to start posting this on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook and YouTube and my other YouTube channel and X. So I'm going to be posting this everywhere. So I want you guys to know that I appreciate your support. I appreciate your patience. I appreciate your love. And I hope and pray that you will come and be a part of watching my podcast next week. It is going to always be Sunday night at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I want you to know that I appreciate all of your love and support. God bless you. Take care.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have